Hello and welcome to the League of Average Gaming. I'm your host, League Master Genshinord, bringing you Crusader Kings 3. It is finally out and available on Steam. You can buy it and play it if you wish. We're going to be going through it ourselves here on the channel to decide if it is worth it. But if the reviews are to be believed, it truly is. This is going to be an exciting development here for Paradox, and I'm looking forward to the journey. I'm just now launching the game here, other than changing some audio and video settings, and so this is going to be a completely fresh, blind look, of course, through the tutorial of Crusader Kings 3, and then we'll move on from there to future campaigns. So, thank you for joining us. Look forward to seeing where we head from here. New game in CK3. Welcome to Crusader Kings 3. Crusader Kings 3 is a deep strategy game of dynasties and intrigue. If you are new to the world of Crusader Kings, we strongly recommend you play the tutorial. In the tutorial, we'll play as Petty King Murchad, a ruler in Ireland. Lead your family and dynasty to defeat your enemies and become King of Ireland. He's thinking inquisitively, stroking his beard perhaps, to think, one day I will be king. Not just a petty king. Of course, we will learn the game as Petty King Murchad. Let us play the tutorial. Useful tips of the game in the load screen, but it loads so fast you can't even read. Welcome to Crusader Kings. You are a medieval ruler. Land is yours for the taking through clever marriages and diplomacy, or by way of the sword. There is no way to win in Crusader Kings, only different ways to enjoy the story that unfolds. Next. Camera, step 1, basics. Use the WASD keys to move the camera across the map. You can also move the cursor to the edge of the screen to pan. Pressing the home key takes you to your realm capital. To zoom in and out of the map, use the scroll wheel. Different information is displayed at the different zoom levels. The details map, the political map, and the paper map. Zoomed in, you have the ability to select and manage your holdings. Zooming out gives you an overview of all realms. Next. Pausing. Step 1, basics. Crusader Kings spans over hundreds of years and many generations. Right now, time is standing still because the game is paused. For this part of the tutorial, we'll keep the game paused while we walk you through some game concepts. So right down here, bottom right, that is the time the tutorial starts. September 15th, 1066. The Stanford Bridge, Battle of Hastings coming up type start date. The other start date being 867 or so, the Old God start date from CK2. There's just those two start dates available. But several bookmarks that feature differing characters that are recommended that you play as. But just the two dates. So they've moved the time. In CK2, for those that used to play, you might be looking for it up in the top right, down here at the bottom now, to get used to that. Next, tooltips and tooltips. Step 1, basics. Sometimes you will see blue highlighted text like this. This means you can hover your cursor over the words for more information. Some of these words can lead to other highlighted words, which can then show even further information. Duchy can lead to county, which can lead to barony. To continue, place your cursor over this highlighted text. Done. Hover over the highlighted phrase inside the highlighted text tooltip. Highlighted text, this information is here for you. Whenever you are unsure about a game concept, you can even move your cursor into this tooltip for even more information. Neat. Good job. All right, we did it. You see that the timer, like the tooltip actually fills up. That indicates when you can move to the next tooltip. So like, see, if I tried real quickly, it won't work. I believe we can change that in the settings. Let's do that from timer lock to mouse tendency. Yes, and so now you don't have to wait for times. You can hover as you wish. Yeah, that's much better, I think. That should probably be the default, but I'll let you decide. We're gonna stick with our change here. Next, rulers of land. Step 2, map. Now let's talk about the game. Everything takes place on the map before you. The world consists of large and small pieces of land, each belonging to someone based on their titles. Your titles are represented by icons. We have 2 of them, which with elaborate coats of arms. The icon representing your realm is set by your primary title, which is the most important prestigious title you hold. You click your character portrait highlighted in the character view. The borders of your realm capital, Lumnek, will light up. Yes, we see here. Outside of that will be the borders of your entire realm. Oh, wait, no. That's supposed to be this. Munster is your primary title, which is why your realm is named after it. You also hold the Earl of Thomond as a separate title. If you zoom out, it will read Munster on this part of the map because you are the top ruler of the area. Yes, so we are the Earl of the Petty Kingdom of Munster. And we're also the Count of Thomond. We also have a claim to the Kingdom of Ireland, which does not exist at this moment, but one day we'll get there. Ruling over others. Step 2 map. As a ruler, you can only hold as much land on your own. You will often have other rulers helping with the administration of the realm by holding land titles within your border and making them your vassals. To find your own land, your domain, press the home key and zoom in. Once closer up, you can see the blue labels on the baronies that belong to you. So we own this barony, but this city and this bishopric are in the county. We own this county directly of Thomond. The earldom of Ormond is held by your vassal. So he owns this area over here. He reports to me, and I'm the Duke of this entire Munster. I understand. Character, step 3 character. You're playing as one out of many characters in this world, represented by character avatars. Your character is the ruler of a realm. You will need to make sure that your dynasty survives and thrives throughout the ages. Your titles give you power and control over territory and other characters who might hold titles and land of their own. Click on your character. Characters have skills indicating their proficiency within a certain field. Some are great talkers, while others prefer to make their intent clear on the battlefield. The main skills are diplomacy. Diplomacy skill representing a character's ability to charm, negotiate, and persuade. Diplomacy directly affects the opinions other characters have of you. It's also used to further diplomatic schemes. The corresponding lifestyle is the diplomacy lifestyle. And there is martial. Martial skill indicates how good a character is at waging war and leading armies in a battle. A high martial skill is important for army commanders since it improves their advantage in battle. The corresponding lifestyle is the martial lifestyle. Stewardship is a skill that helps rulers manage their domains. It directly increases taxation, making it a very useful skill for all rulers. The corresponding lifestyle is the stewardship lifestyle. Every 5 points of stewardship increases the domain limit by 1. Intrigue is a skill representing a character's ability to understand and manipulate other characters and to organize elaborate plots. It's mainly used to further and defend against intrigue schemes. This corresponding lifestyle is the intrigue lifestyle. And finally, learning. Learning is a skill measuring a character's literacy and wisdom. The learning skill of a ruler affects the cost of increasing crown authority and also yields an amount of monthly piety. Characters with high learning can be expected to have extensive knowledge of all common scholarly endeavors, including theology, philosophy, language, and mathematics. The corresponding lifestyle is the learning lifestyle. Remember, since these are highlighted text, you can mouse over each for a breakdown of what they mean. Well, there you go. I just gave those to you. So our character, Petty King Merchad MacDonchad of Munster, age 39, has 5 diplomacy, which is poor, evidently, 17 martial, which is excellent, 9 stewardship, which is average, 7 intrigue, which is, again, poor, and 4 learning, which is terrible. Be interested to see the cutoff points for those labeled, like excellent, poor, good, fine. I don't know what they all are, but interesting to see the cutoffs for each of those. Next, traits. Characters also have traits which can affect skills as well as how they react to things. These are illustrated by icons in your character view. Some traits tell you about a character's personality, like fickle, calm, or generous. Other traits are specific to how a character has lived their life, such as your education trait or commander traits. You are temperate, wrathful, and patient. From this, you can see that your character typically lives a modest life, but expects others to do so also, and is quick to anger when they don't. When a character chooses to behave against their personality traits, it can cause stress. So, yes, we are temperate. These give various benefits. So there's stats here for stewardship, several stats here, and then just other benefits like dread, opinion, prestige, gain. I'm sure those details will go into more what each of those are, but each trait gives various bonuses or negatives, depending on what they are. Traits can also impact how other characters react to you. Some people are impressed by the brave trait, while a lustful character is more likely to feature in salacious gossip. Traits influence other characters' morality and greed, which can affect both their friendly and hostile actions. All characters, yes, all, have an opinion of one another, which drives their behavior. Low opinion can cause people to rise against you or be unwilling to help you. High opinion, on the other hand, can make characters more inclined to join your murder scheme or fall for your seduction. How you choose to interact with other characters will often affect their opinion of you. Gold for resources. To help you further your goals, you will need gold. Among other things, gold pays for buildings, armies, and bribes. Gold is collected passively from both your holdings and your vassals as tax. Larger vassals, and more importantly holdings, tend to give more tax. However, money is not all. Certain things can only be achieved by spending the right amount of prestige, or, for religious matters, piety. You can see the current status of your gold, prestige, and piety in the bar to the top right. There's our gold, making 2.7 a month, mostly from our holdings, because we don't have a lot of vassals. We're not in a big place yet. Our prestige, apparently we have a fame level of established, so I'm guessing that the amount of prestige we have, there's different levels, and there's probably benefits to those. We'll go into those later, I'm sure. And piety, same thing. Interesting. Prestige. Your prestige tells us how respected you are. It can be earned over time by holding lots of titles, for example, or actively, such as by marrying into prestigious dynasties or fighting as an ally in wars. Whenever you earn prestige, you build towards your next level of fame. Higher levels of fame make other characters think better of you and bring powerful ways to wage war. Some actions cost prestige, like declaring war. These allow you to leverage your celebrity for your own benefit, and characters won't think less of you for using them. Spending prestige does not affect your level of fame progress, just your current prestige. Oh, okay, so you can't go back down. That's good to know. Piety. With a lot of piety, you'll have an easier time interacting with your head of faith. As you are a Catholic, this is the Pope. Piety can be gained passively from the learning skill and from virtuous traits, or actively from choosing to do religious things such as going on a pilgrimage. You also have a level of devotion, which builds over time whenever you gain piety and can have positive effects for your character. Similar to prestige, some actions require you to spend piety, like declaring holy wars, or if you want to create a new faith. Spending piety like this is normal, and characters won't think worse of you for it. I understand. Lifestyles. 5 lifestyle. As well as traits, your character can also pick a lifestyle. There are 5 lifestyles, one for each skill. Lifestyles represent what you put the most effort into day to day, and each one has several focuses inside relating to it. Every focus gives you a unique bonus that makes events associated with that focus more likely to happen. Click on the lifestyle button, highlight it. Oh, so that's just like right in our chest, right there. All right, we'll click on that. Focus. Click on any lifestyle to see its focuses. As time goes by, your character will earn lifestyle experience for maintaining a particular lifestyle. When you acquire enough lifestyle experience, you can select one of that lifestyle's perks from any of its trees. Perks represent you practicing and developing yourself over time and offer unique bonuses, like special traits, or unlock lifestyle-specific mechanics and content, such as the ability to start abduction schemes. As an example, the strategy, authority, as well as the chivalry focus all give martial experience, which can be used to buy any of the martial lifestyle perks. The perk trees, in turn, lead to different lifestyle traits. Choose a focus. Well, we're good at martial, and because of our education, we get way more experience in that, so it's probably a good choice to go martial with our lifestyle for this particular character. And then we choose a focus. So the focuses, we've got strategy focus here in martial. Luck can win a duel. A fool can win a battle. It takes more to win a war. So we'll get +3 more martial. They all give the same amount of martial experience, so no need to worry about that. Authority focus. To rule is to make all the aspects of a realm move in unison and work together. So less martial, more dread gain, which we don't know what that is. Dread is a measure of how feared a ruler is. Rulers increase dread by performing cruel and heinous acts, such as torturing and executing prisoners. Dread makes it viable to play as a tyrant because unruly vassals can become intimidated or terrified, making them too scared to oppose you. A character's dread can range from 0 to 100. Over time, their dread will tend towards their natural dread, which is defined by their personality traits. A dreadful ruler reaps the following benefits. Vassals are discouraged from joining factions. Vassals are discouraged from scheming. Increased vassal acceptance, such as for title revocation and other things probably. Increased offer vassalization acceptance. Makes electors more likely to vote as you do. Makes vassals unlikely to oppose a law change. Note that brave and bold vassals are less affected by dread. Okay. Control growth. We haven't got into what control is either. Control measures the grip that the government has on the population of a county. It is crucial, especially for collecting taxes from the holdings. When a county changes hands through war, control goes down drastically, which is a good reason to vassalize the current holder instead, if this casus belli allows. County control can also be damaged by sieges and peasant uprisings. Low control may lead to county corruption, and the primary way of increasing control is a counselor task available to your marshal. Then finally, chivalry focus. Victory comes not through blood or gold, but honor. This will increase our prowess, which is a secondary skill that reflects the character's aptitude in personal combat. A high prowess skill means they are more likely to survive and perform well both as knights and in battle and in duels. Each point of prowess gives a knight 100 damage and 10 toughness. Oh, well. That seems good, especially if we're going to be fighting a lot and we're small and we want to get bigger, so we probably do. We'll probably want that one. Attraction opinion, so people will like us more. Advantage 5. Battle advantage makes one side in battle do more damage. The higher the advantage, the more damage the soldiers will do. Battles often start with one side having a higher advantage based on terrain and the martial skill and commander traits of the commander. Either side may then gain additional advantage from commander rolls. So yeah, I think we'll go chivalry focus. Can be changed every 5 years. Alright, so we're not stuck with it, so that's always good to know. I understand. We have chosen. And apparently that particular character had a lot of points already put in to a tree. So I couldn't tell if the last one was done or not, but we will see later on. Other characters, 6, interacting. Now, having selected focus, we can move on to other people. If you're new to this game, interacting with other characters is key. You have many options how to do so. You can right-click on a character portrait, including your own, to get a list of potential interactions, such as arranging a marriage or initiating a scheme. This is also where you start wars. But let's try something else first. Open your character view. Right-click on your heir's character portrait to see the interactions available. Alright, let's see what we can do with him. Send gift. Let's start with the basics. Everybody likes gold. Try sending a bribe to your heir. Most interactions will bring up a second window with details when selected. You can confirm or cancel an action in this window. Try to use and confirm the send gift interaction with your heir. Well, yeah, sure, that's our son. We'll send him a gift. Any money we send him when we die, we'll just get to have it as the next character anyway, so I don't see a problem with that. Send a gift. Send a lavish gift to increase Brian's opinion of you. We'll pay him 50 gold to improve 10 opinion, which will go down over time, of course. Sounds good. Done. Well done. You have successfully increased somebody's opinion of you. Certain opinion modifiers last forever, like family bonds. Others will wane over time, like the fading memory of receiving a monetary gift. What have you done for me lately? Kind of thing. If you hover your cursor over the opinion numbers on other characters, you can see exactly where the various numbers are coming from. Is it due to a marriage alliance, a gift of gold, or simply that they appreciate your honest nature? So that's exactly what they're talking about. A lot of permanent modifiers there, and then that new one that we just did will eventually go away. I understand. Playing a family, Dynasty. Next, let's talk about your dynasty. As the game goes on, unless your character meets with an untimely accident or terrible disease, they will grow old and eventually die. The story doesn't end there. It's only game over if you do not have an heir of your own dynasty. As long as you have heirs of your dynasty, your legacy will live on. When your character dies, you simply start playing a new one. The player heir. Depending on the type of succession your realm has, this is likely to be one of your children. Perhaps one that you groomed into the role of a ruler? Your dynasty has its own coat of arms, which is currently highlighted and can be clicked for more information. You don't need to do anything with this now, but if you want to look at the details of your dynasty later, it can be found here. Oh, no, let's go ahead and look now. Why not? House Brienne, House of the Dalgacalus Dynasty. The Hound falls before the sword. Founded in 978 by King Brian of Ireland. So we are the dynasty head and the house head. Dynasty head is the head of an entire dynasty and all of its houses. The dynasty head wields certain unique powers over the members of the dynasty, known as the dynasty head interactions. The house head. Every house within a dynasty has a house head who wields certain unique powers over the members of the house. So there's multiple houses in a dynasty. Notably, the house head can legitimize bastards, call the members of the house to war, and demand conversion of landed members. The house head also gets a weak hook on all members of their house that are born while they are in power. So our dynasty is insignificant because we have a low level of splendor. We have 15 living members. We have 2 different houses, so there's another house. This is the founding house. We're a cadet branch of the house, of the dynasty. Interesting. There are no living members. Oh, that house died out. Oh, so it's not really an issue then, is it? And then there will be legacies. I'm sure all of that we'll go into later. All right, so this is just something to look at. Interesting. Succession laws determine how all titles and resources are divided between the heirs when a character dies. You currently only have one heir, but let's take a look anyway. In some cases, when you take over your new character, you may even find that they are responsible for the untimely demise of your previous ruler. Over the realm view on the right side of the screen, highlighted. Okay, so we've got all of these right here. Realm, F2. Inspect the succession tab. Okay, so we'll skip over all of this right now. Those are our vassals, mayor, the earl, succession. There we are. Renown. As a member of a dynasty, you also have renown, shared by everyone in your dynasty. Renown goes up whenever anyone in your dynasty gets prestige and reflects how famous or infamous your family is rather than just you. Making significant strides in your renown will echo down the generations for your descendants, slowly increasing your level of splendor. As the dynasty head, the most powerful member of your dynasty, renown will allow you to unlock dynasty legacies that will benefit all of you. Unlike prestige, renown remains after a character's death. To view the dynastic legacy of a dynasty, click on your or someone else's dynasty shield. Okay, and we don't have any of those right now. But so yes, when we die, we will play as that guy, though we've sent him off. We have Confederate partition, so all children will inherit equally. I understand. And male focus, of course, of this time period makes sense. Marriage. To ensure the future of your dynasty, you need family members. It helps if you are married, but we cannot promise that you will marry for love. To continue, click on your character. Let's get married. Well, hold on, I just met you. For unmarried characters in your domain, you can set up marriages or betrothals by right-clicking on the character and choosing Find Spouse or Arrange Marriage. The 2 options behave differently, so let's go through them both. Right-click your own character and select Find Spouse. Choosing a spouse. Choosing Find Spouse opens a list of potential spouses. They hail from courts all over the world. Choosing Arranged Marriage also opens a list of potential spouses, but only with people from the court of the character you clicked. Your own character is visible on the left because this marriage needs your approval. Whoever is the liege of the other spouse will appear on the right side, as the union will need their approval as well. Arranged marriage can be useful for matchmaking between your courtiers or for setting up a specific marriage alliance. For now, Find Spouse is more relevant for our purposes. Makes sense. Character filter. There are many factors to consider when choosing a spouse. To help you out, there's a filter available for sorting. Among things to consider, there are alliances, skills, personality traits, expected fertility, and more. Some traits are congenial, meaning they might be inherited by your children. Perhaps someone with a trait like that is a good place to start. You can change your selection by clicking the Clear Characters button in between the characters you are setting up to get married. Nothing will happen until you click send proposal. These are the filters. And we can just like, oh yeah, we make sure they're fertile. We make sure that they've got inheritable traits. So we can find someone that's, oh yeah, quick or comely or genius or something like that. So instead of typing those stats or those traits into the search in CK2, you can just filter there. I like that. Send proposal. When you have selected 2 people for your marriage, you're presented with the details of the union along with additional options such as having the marriage be matrilineal. If you are happy with the marriage, go ahead and send an offer. When playing, this action will take a few days, but we'll make it work out instantly this time. We don't want a matrilineal because we are a guy and we want to stay in our dynasty, not the random lady that we're marrying. Get married. Select a spouse for your character and send proposal to suggest the union. Okay, well, let's find someone. An alliance would be nice. Okay, so we can either have an alliance with this county, the earldom, or the barony. We already have a child. I'm not worried about making more children, I don't think, right now. I'm more worried about him having children. So even though she's a little old, I think we will select her. Do we arrange marriage? Oh, let me go back. I think I should have just clicked on her like this. There we go. Left click on not on her picture. Propose that myself and Countess Egdil the Fair of Binterford get married. Children of this marriage will be born into our house. Chance of children, medium. Inheritable traits, she is pretty or handsome. I'm guessing handsome would be for males, if they get this. We will lose 100 prestige for marrying a countess, and she will get 400 for marrying into our house and marrying a close relative of King Brian, who was a king. Oh, that's our ancestor, of the original king of Ireland or something. And she will accept. She has 34 reasons to accept, and there's the breakdown of all of those. For why? She's not that happy about it being patrilineal, but everything else will make it work. Send proposal. Excellent. May you live long and happily together. For this tutorial, we recommend that you use Find Spouse for your son as well. As soon as your son is married, he can start producing members of your family and heirs to the realm that are of your dynasty. To the amicable petty King Merchad of Munster, I, Idegao Fu, gladly accept your hand in marriage. May Saint Brigid bless our union, my amicable husband. Signed, the petty queen, who is now our spouse. Excellent. Alright, yeah, I think I will go ahead and get our heir married off. Let's find him a spouse. Not necessarily have to be an alliance there. I'm more worried about fertile. And would like an adult. How old is our son? 18. Let's not have a big age difference there. I mean, this will work. I mean, that's with another count. That's fine. I can get an alliance. Alliances are good. I don't know if there's a genius trait, but quick will work. So we'll take that. They'll get married. Won't lose any this time. So looks good. Send that proposal. Another alliance has been formed. May God grant them long life and many children. Excellent. All right, well, that is the end of step 8 of the tutorial. I'm sure there's more tutorial to come. We haven't declared war or fought any battles yet, but I don't want to get everything in one video. We'll go ahead and put a cut in here. So hope you're enjoying the tutorial. Hopefully you're learning something. If not, feel free to skip ahead to where you think is relevant to you. I'll try to put the timestamps in the description down below. And that way people can skip around to what they care about the most. And of course we'll be streaming later on this game with less focus on tutorial and more focus on our patented achievement hunting. Not patented. So maybe that'll be for you. But anyways, for League of Average Gaming, I'm your host, League Master Tintinord. We'll see you in the next one.